If you eat exactly 2 of these nuts every morning, science says you can stop your prostate from growing. But if you eat 5, you could actually poison yourself. Here is the perfect dosage to shrink it fast. We are talking about the selenium superfood, the Brazil nut. We are not promising magic, but we are looking at hard data. Here is exactly what we're covering. First, the biological link between selenium deficiency and prostate enlargement. Second, why eating more than 2 is actually dangerous. And finally, the best time of day to eat them for maximum absorption. Let's get into it. Waking up several times at night is exhausting. That interrupted sleep doesn't just make you tired. It drains your overall vitality. It slows down healing and impacts your memory. For men over 60, the issue usually points back to the prostate. That tiny gland controls your entire urinary flow. When it swells, your life changes. It's a completely natural change, but ignoring it should never be an option. There is an easy, often overlooked nutritional defense. It involves bringing one powerful nutrient back into balance. This tiny change can start restoring your sleep and energy naturally. If you are serious about mastering your health, subscribe to Gentleman's Vitality right now. We deliver these expert-backed strategies every single week. We cut through the noise, providing only actionable science. The pharmaceutical path is expensive and often comes with side effects. We want a foundational strategy. We need to look at what the prostate requires to stay healthy. The answer starts with selenium. Selenium is a trace mineral. That means your body only needs a small amount. But this small amount performs massive jobs. It acts as a powerful antioxidant. It helps protect cells from damage and inflammation. The prostate gland is highly susceptible to oxidative stress. When you are deficient in selenium, that stress is unchecked. The tissue becomes inflamed and begins to swell. This swelling is BPH, or benign prostatic hyperplasia. The challenge is that many seniors are deficient in this key mineral. This is often due to soil depletion and common dietary choices. The good news is that one specific food source contains almost a week's worth of this vital nutrient in a single bite. That food is the Brazil nut. These nuts grow deep in the Amazon. Their intense selenium content makes them unparalleled. They are, simply put, the king of natural selenium sources. But you must respect their power. If you don't use them correctly, you risk toxicity. This is the crucial detail doctors often miss when discussing supplements. You do not need a pill, you just need the right nut in the right amount. So how does the science back up this tiny nut? Clinical studies have consistently linked adequate selenium intake with reduced risk for prostate problems. It's not a direct cure, but a structural defense. Selenium supports the body's detoxification pathways. It helps the body process harmful compounds that would otherwise irritate the prostate. Research shows men with the highest selenium levels have the healthiest prostates later in life. This is correlation, yes, but the biological mechanism is clear. Selenium is essential for prostate cell health. It's a critical piece of the vitality puzzle. Now we get to the magic number. You are ready for the payoff. The recommended dietary allowance for selenium is around 55 micrograms per day for adult men. One single Brazil nut can contain anywhere from 50 to 150 micrograms, depending on where it was harvested. This variation is why we must approach this with caution. Eating a handful is extremely risky. You could easily consume a toxic level of 800 micrograms or more. This leads directly to a condition called selenosis. The symptoms include fatigue, nausea, and even hair loss. We want health, not side effects. Therefore, the recommendation based on clinical averages is simple. You should aim for exactly 2 medium-sized Brazil nuts per day, no more than 4 times per week. That structured intake gives you the benefits while allowing your body time to process the minerals safely. This schedule prevents a dangerous buildup of selenium. This strategy is about frequency and consistency, not quantity. Remember that. 2 nuts, 4 days a week. Keep that dose sacred. Let's talk briefly about absorption. You want to maximize the impact of these 2 nuts. Selenium is fat-soluble. This means your body absorbs it best when it is eaten alongside a small amount of healthy fat. Don't just eat the nuts on their own. Try adding them to your morning routine. Chop them up and sprinkle them over your Greek yogurt. Blend them into a smoothie with a bit of avocado, or pair them with a fish oil supplement if you already take one. This simple pairing boosts their effectiveness. It ensures the powerful antioxidants reach your prostate and start their work immediately. But Brazil nuts are only one part of the nutritional defense system. The second most important mineral for the prostate is zinc. The prostate gland holds more zinc than any other organ in the male body. Zinc is critical for immune function and hormone regulation. Many of the enzyme processes that control prostate growth rely on adequate zinc. Just like selenium, many seniors struggle to get enough of it. So, where do we find a natural, potent source of zinc? The answer is the humble pumpkin seed. While Brazil nuts handle the selenium, pumpkin seeds provide the zinc. They are also packed with phytosterols. These are plant compounds that actively compete with the hormones that cause prostate tissue to multiply. This combination provides a powerful dual action: reduce inflammation with selenium and block growth signals with phytosterols and zinc. Think of the Brazil nut as the cleanup crew and the pumpkin seed as the security guard. They work best together. You should aim for about a quarter cup of raw or gently roasted pumpkin seeds daily. This delivers a potent shot of zinc without overloading your system. Just like the Brazil nuts, timing matters. Try eating your pumpkin seeds in the evening. There is some evidence suggesting the compounds work better overnight. A quarter cup mixed into a bowl of whole grain cereal or a small salad is an easy addition. This simple dietary adjustment starts fighting nighttime urination symptoms immediately. We also need to mention the incredible synergy of lycopene. Lycopene is the red pigment found in tomatoes and watermelons. It is a phenomenal antioxidant. When selenium, zinc, and lycopene are consumed together, their protective effects multiply. Eating your 2 Brazil nuts and your pumpkin seeds alongside cooked tomatoes creates a nutritional powerhouse. Cooking tomatoes actually increases the bioavailability of lycopene. A small amount of tomato paste or marinara sauce added to your lunch is an easy step. You are now targeting the prostate from 3 essential angles. Making these changes is a proactive choice, but lifestyle matters too. Hydration is key. Poor hydration makes urine concentrated, which can irritate the bladder and prostate. However, drinking too much fluid right before bed defeats the purpose. The rule here is simple. Drink 2/3 of your water intake before 4 p.m. Taper your fluids significantly after dinner. If you finish your water intake early, you give your bladder time to empty completely before you lie down for the night. This often reduces that waking urge to urinate. Also, remember movement. Exercise promotes circulation throughout the pelvic area. Even a daily 15-minute walk can reduce inflammation. Movement helps keep the prostate flexible and healthy. It's not just about the nuts, it's about creating a whole environment of vitality. Combine the right nutrition with targeted movement, and you see rapid results. A common question we receive is, can I still take my prescription medication if I start this regimen? Absolutely. We are providing foundational nutrition here. Brazil nuts and pumpkin seeds are food, not medicine substitutes. Never stop taking prescribed medication without consulting your doctor. View these dietary changes as supportive therapy. They are natural tools that complement your existing health strategy. They aim to improve your body's ability to heal itself. Another common question is about the timeline. How fast can you expect results? Remember, this is food, not a fast-acting drug. Your body needs time to rebuild its reserves of selenium and zinc. You should look for small improvements after 4 to 6 weeks. You might notice fewer nighttime trips to the bathroom. You might feel less urgency during the day. Consistent use over 3 months is required before assessing the full benefit. Consistency truly is the key here. Let's quickly address preparation for seniors. If you have dental issues, eating hard Brazil nuts can be challenging. Do not let this stop you. You can easily chop the nuts into fine pieces. You can also soak them briefly. Soaking softens the nuts and makes them easier to digest. You can also grind the 2 nuts and store them in a small, airtight container. Add the powder to your oatmeal or coffee cup daily. The key is making this routine frictionless. Make it easy, and you will stick with it. To summarize our action plan, the strategy is simple and actionable, starting today. First, secure your weekly supply of Brazil nuts. Establish the strict dosage, 2 nuts, 4 days a week, no more. Second, incorporate a 1/4 cup of raw pumpkin seeds daily for the essential zinc. Third, consciously pair these foods with healthy fats and lycopene sources like cooked tomatoes. By following this proven nutritional strategy, you are giving your prostate the essential building blocks it needs to resist enlargement and inflammation. Do not wait for symptoms to worsen. Take control of your health right now. We provide these detailed, science-backed protocols every single week. Like this video if you found this information useful. Subscribe to Gentleman's Vitality and hit the notification bell. We are committed to helping you live a stronger, healthier, and more vibrant life. Your journey to restored vitality starts today. The prostate and testosterone are intimately linked. Many men believe low testosterone is the main driver of aging symptoms. That is true, but an enlarged prostate actually impacts hormone conversion. Selenium plays a surprising role here. It is necessary for the proper functioning of the thyroid gland. The thyroid controls metabolism and overall hormone balance. If your thyroid isn't working optimally due to low selenium, the entire endocrine system suffers. When the body's systems are running smoothly, the prostate is less likely to become hormonally unbalanced and grow aggressively. It's an indirect but vital supporting role. Think about how many seniors struggle with fatigue, weight gain, and sluggishness. These are often signs of a depressed metabolism. Addressing the selenium deficiency using the Brazil nut protocol can start to correct these hormonal imbalances. It helps bring the body back to a state of equilibrium. Remember, health is a system, not a single issue. You treat the system, and individual problems often resolve themselves. Let's talk briefly about the type of Brazil nuts to buy. Quality matters tremendously here. Avoid nuts that are pre-shelled and sitting open in bulk bins for long periods. They oxidize quickly. That means the healthy fats go rancid, reducing their benefit. Seek out high-quality, whole-shelled Brazil nuts packaged in an airtight container. If you buy them in bulk, store them immediately in your refrigerator or freezer. This preserves the healthy fats and prevents that crucial selenium content from degrading. Always store your food like the valuable medicine it is. The same principle applies to pumpkin seeds. Look for raw, unsalted seeds. Too much sodium is counterproductive to prostate health and blood pressure management. If you prefer a roasted taste, roast them yourself at home. A quick bake at 325 degrees for 10 minutes is sufficient. Do not use high heat. High heat can damage the delicate phytosterols we rely on to block prostate growth. Keep the cooking gentle to preserve the therapeutic benefit. Many men ask about combining this with other supplements like saw palmetto. Saw palmetto is the classic herbal remedy for BPH. While research results are mixed, it is generally considered safe. However, research suggests that the synergistic approach, using multiple nutrients that target different mechanisms, is often superior to relying on a single compound. Adding the foundational support of selenium, zinc, and lycopene ensures all bases are covered. You are providing the building blocks the prostate needs while potentially slowing down the growth signals. We want to maximize the impact of every single ingredient. Let's double down on the lycopene recommendation. Lycopene is absorbed best when eaten with fat. This is perfect for our protocol. When you eat those cooked tomatoes alongside your quarter cup of pumpkin seeds, the healthy fats in the seeds dramatically boost lycopene absorption. This is strategic eating. This simple pairing takes a regular meal and turns it into targeted therapy for your prostate health. For example, a perfect prostate-supportive lunch could be a small bowl of chili or lentil soup made with tomato paste and seasoned with a few drops of olive oil. Sprinkle the pumpkin seeds on top. You have fat, lycopene, fiber, and zinc, all in one easy meal. This isn't complicated. It is smart nutrition. The biggest obstacle to men adopting these changes is often fear of missing out on favorite foods. You don't need a total diet overhaul. You just need specific, targeted additions. Focus on adding the 2 Brazil nuts and the pumpkin seeds first. Focus on the simple, strategic additions before attempting drastic cuts. Positive additions usually crowd out the unhealthy choices naturally. We must also be vigilant about inflammatory foods. While we add our supportive nuts, we should minimize known prostate irritants. High consumption of red meat, especially processed meats, is associated with increased risk factors. High sugar intake, particularly refined sugar from soda and packaged desserts, fuels systemic inflammation. Reducing these 2 culprits clears the runway for the Brazil nuts and pumpkin seeds to do their healing work effectively. You need to stop fueling the fire if you want the fire to go out. Consider tracking your progress. Start a simple log for 2 weeks. Note how many times you wake up at night. Note your general energy level upon waking. After 4 weeks of consistently integrating the 2 Brazil nuts and the pumpkin seeds, look back at your log. This evidence, recorded by you, is the most powerful motivation. Seeing that number of nighttime trips decrease provides undeniable proof that these simple changes are making a difference. This is not just about the prostate. It's about control. It's about not letting a common condition dictate your sleep, your energy, and your quality of life. The knowledge that 2 specific nuts, used correctly, can support your body is empowering. This is the definition of mastering your vitality. It requires discipline on the dosage, but the reward is significant. Remember the critical distinction. 2 asterisks is therapeutic. NUC 5 asterisk is hazardous. Respect the power of the Brazil nut. Let's spend a moment on why the research is so specific about asterisk selenium. It's not just a general antioxidant. Selenium is a cofactor for a very special enzyme in your body called glutathione peroxidase. This enzyme is the body's ultimate internal defense system. It's what sweeps up the damaging free radicals before they can cause cellular damage. Without adequate selenium, this superenzyme cannot function optimally. The prostate, being a highly metabolic and sensitive organ, is one of the first places where this deficiency shows up. When we talk about prostate enlargement, we are dealing with cells that are proliferating faster than they should. They are responding to growth signals and inflammation. By ensuring you have robust levels of glutathione peroxidase activity, achieved precisely by those 2 Brazil nuts, you are effectively turning down the volume on the inflammatory noise inside the prostate. This reduces the urge for those cells to swell. This approach is highly personalized for the senior male body. As we age, our ability to absorb minerals from food decreases. This is due to natural changes in stomach acid levels and overall digestive efficiency. What worked in your 30s might not work now. This is why highly concentrated sources, like the Brazil nut, become essential. They deliver a potent dose of selenium that is more likely to be absorbed and utilized, even by an older, less efficient digestive system. If you struggle with the taste of Brazil nuts, you are not alone. They have a strong, earthy flavor. An effective trick is to pair them with something sweet and simple, like a small piece of dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is also high in antioxidants and provides a strong flavor that masks the nut's intensity. Grind those 2 nuts and mix them directly into a small tablespoon of high-quality dark chocolate. This makes the dosage feel like a treat, not a chore. Now let's return to the importance of zinc found in the pumpkin seed. We mentioned its role in hormone regulation. The key is its interaction with the 5-alpha reductase enzyme. This enzyme converts beneficial testosterone into dihydrotestosterone, or DHT. DHT is significantly more potent than testosterone and is the main driver of prostate cell growth. High levels of DHT equal a swollen prostate. Phytosterols abundant in pumpkin seeds and zinc are natural, mild inhibitors of the 5-alpha reductase enzyme. They slow down the conversion of T to DHT, They act like a dimmer switch on the hormonal growth signals targeting the prostate. This is why pumpkin seeds have been used as a folk remedy for centuries, and why modern science now confirms their mechanism of action. Crucially, the raw seeds are superior. Roasting, especially commercial high-heat roasting, degrades both the zinc content and the delicate phytosterols. You want the highest possible concentration of these compounds. Make the commitment to eat them raw. If you are concerned about pathogens, a very light, low-temperature drying or roasting at home is acceptable, but avoid the dark, oily commercial versions. We've established the times what and the times how much. Let's refine the times when. We want to optimize the timing of the nutrients for maximum impact. The Brazil nuts, with their hormone and metabolism-supporting selenium, are best utilized in the morning. They set the tone for the day's anti-inflammatory processes. Take them with breakfast. The pumpkin seeds, acting as the DHT dimmer switch, are most effective when consumed in the late afternoon or early evening. This ensures the active compounds are present in your system to work against hormonal fluctuations that occur overnight. An ideal schedule might be Brazil nuts at 8 a.m. and pumpkin seeds with your 5 p.m. snack or dinner. Structure your day around these two simple, vital food interventions. We often overlook the simple power of fiber in maintaining prostate health. Both Brazil nuts and pumpkin seeds are excellent sources of dietary fiber. Fiber supports digestive health, which indirectly reduces systemic inflammation. When your gut is healthy, the burden on the rest of your body, including the prostate, is lessened. A sluggish digestive system creates chronic low-grade inflammation. Keeping things moving regularly is foundational to prostate wellness. This is another layer of benefit these nuts provide beyond the specific minerals. Every piece of the puzzle matters when building long-term vitality. Stick with the plan. We need to talk about supplementation versus whole foods. This is an important distinction for men over 60. While selenium supplements exist, relying on a pill introduces two major variables. First, purity and consistency are always questions with supplements. Second, the body absorbs nutrients differently when they are isolated versus when they are contained within a complex food matrix. When you eat a Brazil nut, the selenium comes packaged with healthy fats, fiber, and other micronutrients that aid in its safe assimilation. A supplement often delivers the isolated compound too quickly or in a form the body doesn't recognize as easily. This increases the risk of reaching that toxic threshold we discussed. By committing to the two Brazil nuts, you are using nature's perfect delivery system. This is the definition of using food as medicine. It's safer, more reliable, and provides a broader spectrum of nutrients. Do not seek out selenium pills. Stick to the nut. What about those high-sodium, highly processed trail mixes often sold as healthy snacks? Avoid them completely. They are counterproductive. They usually contain peanuts, which are high in omega-6 fats. While omega-6s are essential, the standard Western diet provides too much. This imbalance promotes inflammation, which is the exact opposite of what we want for your prostate. They are often loaded with salt and hydrogenated oils, adding to the inflammatory burden. When choosing snacks, always opt for the raw, unsalted versions of nuts and seeds. We are looking for clean, targeted nutrition. If you need a mix, make your own. Combine your measured quarter cup of raw pumpkin seeds with walnuts and a few raisins. Walnuts are superior because they offer a fantastic dose of anti-inflammatory omega-3 fats. They balance the omega-6s and provide further protection for your cardiovascular health and your prostate. Let's quickly address the practical logistics of keeping track of the dosage. Since the dosage of Brazil nuts is so strict, 2 nuts, 4 days a week, you need a system. Do not rely on memory. Get a small weekly pill box or a small container labeled specifically for your Brazil nuts. At the start of the week, count out your 8 nuts and place them in the container. When the container is empty, you are done for the week. This simple system removes the risk of accidental overdose and ensures consistent, measured intake. For those of you who travel frequently or are often away from home, these nuts travel perfectly. They don't require refrigeration. Pack your weekly supply ahead of time. There is no excuse for skipping this crucial protocol. Remember the stakes: better sleep, less urgency, and enhanced long-term vitality. We need to address one more key dietary factor: hydration. While we emphasized limiting evening liquids, we must stress the importance of adequate hydration during the day. Dehydration causes mineral imbalances and concentrates urine. Highly concentrated, acidic urine irritates the bladder neck and surrounding prostate tissue, increasing urgency and discomfort. Aim to drink half your body weight in ounces of water before 4 p.m. If you weigh 200 pounds, target 100 ounces before the cutoff. Pure, filtered water is the best choice. Avoid excessive caffeine and sugary drinks, as they act as diuretics and can irritate the bladder further. Proper hydration makes the work of the nuts and seeds easier. They are providing the defense, but hydration is washing the system clean. If you are just joining us, you might be wondering about the source of this information. Everything we share on Gentleman's Vitality is backed by peer-reviewed nutritional science. We translate complex biochemistry into simple, actionable steps. We rely on data from major institutions studying the role of trace minerals like selenium and zinc in age-related diseases. We cut through the myths and focus on what works, safely. That is our commitment to you. We are building a community of men who are actively taking control of their health destiny. This targeted nutritional approach, combining the 2-nut selenium protocol with the zinc from pumpkin seeds, is a powerful self-care strategy. It's an investment in your longevity. It's a way to age not just gracefully but powerfully. It restores the energy that interrupted sleep steals from you. We must be realistic about expected results. If you have been living with severe BPH symptoms for years, 2 nuts a day will not instantly reverse the condition. Be patient. Think of this as preventative maintenance, combined with repair work. The initial benefits are often subtle: a slightly longer stretch before waking, or a slight reduction in daytime urgency. These small victories are critical for staying motivated. The biggest benefit, often invisible, is the long-term systemic support. By optimizing your selenium levels, you are not just helping the prostate, you are strengthening your immune system, you are supporting thyroid function, you are enhancing antioxidant defense throughout your entire body. These are whole-body benefits delivered by a very precise, small dose. This reinforces why we emphasize consistency above all else. Daily commitment yields lifelong dividends. For men who are struggling with mobility, integrating this nutritional plan is even more important. When joint pain limits movement, we become more sedentary. This sedentary lifestyle contributes to poor circulation and greater systemic inflammation, which feeds prostate enlargement. By addressing the inflammation through diet, you potentially reduce some of the pain that limits your activity. The health factors build upon one another. Better nutrition leads to less inflammation, which means better mobility, which means better overall health. It's a virtuous cycle. Let's address the potential cost of these specialty nuts. Brazil nuts and raw pumpkin seeds are generally more expensive than peanuts or sunflower seeds. View this as a non-negotiable health expense, similar to a gym membership or quality vitamins. Since you are only eating 2 Brazil nuts at a time, the cost per day is actually very low. You are purchasing a highly concentrated nutritional tool. Focus on buying them in bulk when on sale, but ensure they are airtight and fresh. Remember, rancid nuts lose their potency. We also haven't mentioned the importance of managing stress. Chronic high stress triggers the release of cortisol, a major inflammatory hormone. Cortisol elevates inflammation throughout the body, including the prostate. While nuts can help combat the physiological damage from stress, they can't solve the stress itself. Incorporate stress-reducing habits alongside your nutritional changes. Simple practices work best for seniors. A 10-minute quiet meditation every morning, focused solely on deep breathing, can significantly lower cortisol levels. A short walk outside helps. These mental habits support the physical environment the nuts are creating. Diet and mind are intrinsically linked. You must treat both systems for maximum vitality. If you find yourself plateauing after a few months, consider reviewing your other medications with your physician. Some common medications, especially over-the-counter anti-inflammatories taken frequently, can impact gut health and mineral absorption. Always keep your doctor informed of the nutritional strategies you are employing. You are partners in your health journey. This gives your doctor a complete picture of your self-care efforts. Let's go back to the power of the 2 nuts. The simplicity is the genius. In a world of complex, confusing health advice, having one single, clear instruction, eat 2 of these, is incredibly powerful. It's easy to remember. It's easy to execute. It's cheap. And the underlying science is robust. This is the kind of high-impact, low-effort change that truly improves the lives of men over 60. This strategy is about reclaiming control. It's about leveraging the best of natural nutrition to address a near-universal aging challenge. You are giving your body the specialized fuel it needs to function optimally. You are supporting your body's systems, from hormone regulation to antioxidant defense, all through a couple of nuts and seeds. It's not a secret. It's just the science of excellent nutrition applied consistently. Continue to be vigilant about the dosage. One final note on the practical application of the Brazil nut dose. We spoke about 4 times a week. Why not 7? The rationale is strictly based on the half-life of selenium. Selenium is stored in the body, and it takes time to clear. Eating 2 nuts every single day creates a risk of accumulating too much selenium too quickly, increasing the chances of selenosis. By having 3 or 4 days off, you allow your body to process and excrete any excess. This rhythmic dosing is crucial for safety and efficacy. Think of it as intermittent nutrient cycling. You hit your body with a potent dose of the antioxidant shield, and then you give the system a chance to rest and utilize what has been absorbed. You might structure it like this: Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. You choose the days that work best, but maintain the mandatory breaks. This discipline is what separates the therapeutic use of this food from simple snacking. We also haven't fully explored the amazing secondary benefits of the pumpkin seeds for men. Beyond the prostate, the high zinc content is crucial for immune response. As men age, immune function often declines. Consistent, natural zinc intake helps bolster your body's defenses against seasonal illnesses. Furthermore, zinc is necessary for wound healing and maintaining skin integrity. These are all holistic benefits that add up to greater vitality. Look at your plate as a tool. Every meal should serve a purpose beyond simple caloric intake. When you choose those raw pumpkin seeds, you are consciously choosing prostate health and immune support. When you opt for walnuts instead of peanuts, you are choosing anti-inflammatory fats. This shift in mindset, from simply eating to strategically nourishing, is transformative. Let's quickly debunk a common myth: the idea that supplements are inherently better because they are purer. Often, the minerals in supplements are in non-food forms that require more energy for the body to convert and utilize. The minerals in the Brazil nut are in their bioavailable, natural state. Your body recognizes and uses them instantly. This natural efficiency is why we rely on whole foods first, and supplements only as a gap filler under expert guidance. We must also be careful about where we source our information. The health space is flooded with miracle cures and exaggerated claims. Our focus on selenium, zinc, and lycopene is because they are consistently supported by decades of nutritional epidemiology and clinical trials, focusing on BPH management. Stick to the evidence. Stick to the simplicity. 2 nuts, 4 times a week. A quarter cup of pumpkin seeds daily. It is a formula for success. Remember the 3 pillars of our strategy: anti-inflammation via selenium, hormonal balance via zinc, and antioxidant defense via lycopene. By targeting these 3 areas simultaneously through smart food choices, you are creating a comprehensive defense against prostate growth. You are actively investing in improved quality of life. Your homework after watching this video is simple. Go to your pantry. If you have the wrong nuts, remove them. If you don't have Brazil nuts or raw pumpkin seeds, add them to your next shopping list. Establish your weekly dosing system immediately. Don't wait until next week. The commitment starts right now with your next meal. This is how men over 60 take charge. It's not through radical diets or extreme measures. It's through informed, consistent, and strategic nutritional choices. We've established the importance of the 2 Brazil nuts and the pumpkin seeds. Now let's talk about specific common objections men face when trying to implement this. The first objection is usually texture and taste. Some men find the texture of Brazil nuts too oily or the flavor too intense. We already mentioned grinding them into a powder and mixing them into dark chocolate or oatmeal. Another excellent solution is combining the ground nuts with cottage cheese or Greek yogurt. The creaminess of the dairy masks the density of the nut, making it far more palatable. The second objection is routine adherence. Life is busy, even in retirement. It's easy to forget a small task like eating 2 nuts. Anchor this new habit to an existing non-negotiable routine. Do you make coffee every morning? Place your Brazil nut container right next to the coffee maker. Do you take other medications? Place the pumpkin seeds next to those bottles. Habit stacking is the most powerful tool for behavioral change. Do not rely on willpower. Rely on location and routine. The third objection relates to overall fat intake. Some older men are still operating under the decades-old belief that all fat is bad. We must dispel this immediately. The fats in Brazil nuts, pumpkin seeds, and walnuts are overwhelmingly healthy poly- and monounsaturated fats. These are essential for brain health, hormonal function, and nutrient absorption. Do not fear these healthy fats. They are necessary for maximizing the effectiveness of the selenium and zinc. We are not adding empty calories. We are adding nutritional density. Another crucial area we need to clarify is the connection between prostate health and cardiovascular health. They are not separate systems. What is good for your heart is excellent for your prostate. The anti-inflammatory effects of selenium and the omega-3s in walnuts reduce systemic plaque buildup. Improved circulation means better blood flow to the pelvic region, which is essential for reducing inflammation and maintaining overall male health. By adopting this prostate protocol, you are inherently protecting your heart too. It's a 2-for-1 benefit. If you are a man who enjoys cooking, think creatively about your lycopene source. Marinara sauce is great, but try a homemade tomato soup slow-cooked for hours. Cooking tomatoes breaks down the cell walls, making the lycopene significantly more available to your body. Add a little olive oil and your pumpkin seeds to the soup, and you have created a meal perfectly optimized for prostate defense. The more deliberate you are with these pairings, the faster you will see results. Let's quickly review the one thing that will sabotage this whole plan: refined seed oils. Oils like corn, soybean, and cottonseed are prevalent in processed foods and many restaurant meals. These oils are typically very high in omega-6s and are processed in a way that makes them highly inflammatory. If you are diligent about your 2 Brazil nuts but consume these inflammatory oils regularly, you are essentially driving with the brakes on. Try to cook exclusively with olive oil, avocado oil, or butter. Reduce packaged foods to ensure you are not unknowingly consuming these inflammatory fats. We are aiming for synergy across the board. Every choice supports the next. The Brazil nuts start the cleanup, the pumpkin seeds slow the growth, and the removal of inflammatory oils ensures the environment is clean for healing. This is comprehensive wellness, broken down into manageable steps. Remember the power of consistency. A minor daily effort is always better than a massive sporadic effort. Make this habit non-negotiable. This is the path to true vitality. It's accessible, affordable, and scientifically sound. No hype, just health. We need to ensure clarity on the difference between BPH and other, more serious prostate conditions. This nutritional strategy is specifically designed to support the natural aging process and manage benign prostatic hyperplasia, the swelling linked to aging. It is not a treatment or cure for prostate cancer. If you have any signs of difficulty urinating, pain, or blood, you must see a physician immediately. Diet is powerful, but it works best when combined with professional medical oversight. We are providing a tool set for wellness management, not acute disease treatment. Always prioritize your annual checkups and PSA tests. That being said, the overall healthy environment created by this protocol is beneficial for general cellular health. Reducing inflammation and optimizing antioxidant activity is a universal benefit. But never confuse nutritional support with medical diagnosis. Use these foods as a powerful defense mechanism, not a substitute for seeing your doctor. Let's discuss the concept of nutrient stacking one more time, focusing on maximizing the zinc from the pumpkin seeds. Zinc absorption can be hindered by phytates, compounds found in seeds and grains. We can minimize this effect. A quick 15-minute soak of your raw pumpkin seeds before consuming them can slightly reduce the phytate content, increasing the amount of zinc your body can absorb. It's a small extra step, but it shows commitment to optimization. After soaking, you can lightly dry them in a low oven or simply toss them into a salad wet. Consider adding the spiced turmeric to your diet alongside the nuts. Turmeric contains curcumin, one of nature's most potent anti-inflammatory agents. Inflammation is the universal enemy of the prostate. Adding a half teaspoon of turmeric to your soups, stews, or even a glass of warm milk at night provides another layer of anti-inflammatory protection. Just ensure you pair turmeric with a little black pepper and healthy fat, as this drastically increases the absorption of the curcumin. The cumulative effect of these small, specific choices is astonishing. We are not just tossing random foods at a problem. We are using science to select the exact mineral required, at the exact dosage needed, to mitigate the exact hormonal imbalance causing the issue. This level of intentionality is what separates successful health mastery from failed dieting attempts. Many men ask about combining the Brazil nuts with other trace minerals. Should you be taking magnesium or calcium supplements alongside them? Generally, if you are eating a balanced diet focused on whole foods, you should be getting adequate levels of most other minerals. Focus your attention and your budget on the two high-impact areas we identified: selenium and zinc. Avoid unnecessarily complex supplement stacks. Simplicity promotes adherence. Remember, the goal is long-term sustainable health. No crashes, no detoxes, just daily, intelligent nourishment. You are building a stronger prostate, a more resilient immune system, and a more energized body, all starting with 2 specific nuts. This is the definition of leveraging nutrition for senior vitality. You are taking control back from the aging process. Final reminder on the Brazil nut limit. If you ever feel symptoms like a metallic taste in your mouth, excessive fatigue, or noticeable changes in your hair or nails, stop the Brazil nuts immediately and consult your physician. These are potential, though rare, signs of excessive selenium intake. Trust your body, adhere to the strict dosage, and focus on the significant benefits. You are well on your way to mastering your vitality. We cannot overlook the mental victory inherent in solving a problem with something as simple as a nut. For decades, men have been conditioned to believe that prostate issues require synthetic intervention. Discovering that a common, natural food contains the precise antidote to a deficiency is liberating. This empowers you to see food not as pleasure or fuel, but as sophisticated biochemical information for your body. This confidence translates into better adherence to all your health goals. Think about the shelf life of these specialized foods. Brazil nuts, even when shelled and stored properly in the refrigerator, should be used within 6 to 9 months. Raw pumpkin seeds are similar. Since you are buying them in smaller, controlled amounts, you should have no problem keeping them fresh. Never let your nutritional medicine spoil. If they taste slightly bitter or smell oily, discard them. Rancid fats are inflammatory and will undo the hard work of the selenium. Freshness maintains potency. Let's address one final element of the hormone puzzle that zinc influences, the aromatase enzyme. This enzyme converts testosterone into estrogen. As men age, the balance shifts, often leading to higher levels of estrogen relative to testosterone. This hormonal environment can also fuel prostate growth. Zinc is known to mildly inhibit aromatase activity. By ensuring your zinc intake is optimized through the daily pumpkin seeds, you are subtly pushing back against excessive estrogen conversion. It's another layer of hormonal regulation provided by this single, simple food choice. This shows the incredible overlap between what supports prostate health and what supports overall masculine vitality. Optimizing the prostate doesn't happen in isolation. It improves the foundation of hormonal balance and systemic anti-inflammation. This is why men who adopt this strategy often report secondary benefits, like improved energy and clarity. You are treating the root cause of systemic aging. The journey toward better health isn't about being perfect. It is about being consistently better. If you miss a day of your Brazil nuts, don't worry. Simply resume the dosage the next day. The key is never to give up. The most successful men in our community are the ones who treat health like a marathon, not a sprint. Every decision is cumulative. If you have watched this far, you are clearly committed to taking control of your health. You now possess the blueprint for using the Brazil nut and pumpkin seed to support your prostate health safely and effectively. You know the exact dose to avoid toxicity. You know the best timing for maximum absorption. We are serious about helping you thrive in your later years. Like this video if you feel empowered by this simple, science-backed strategy. Subscribe to Gentleman's Vitality right now for new expert-backed strategies delivered every single week. We are here to help you boost your vitality, improve your mobility, and master your nutrition. Start the 2-Nut Protocol today and live a stronger, healthier, and more vibrant life. We must remember that the environment you create for your health extends beyond just food and supplements. The containers you use matter. Do not store your Brazil nuts or pumpkin seeds in plastic bags for long periods. Plastic can leach chemicals that disrupt endocrine function, which is the very system we are trying to optimize for prostate health. Invest in small, glass, airtight jars for storage. Store them in a cool, dark place, like the refrigerator, to prevent light and heat exposure from oxidizing the healthy fats. This attention to detail reflects the seriousness of your commitment. A practical solution for men who dislike the taste of raw pumpkin seeds. Try lightly grinding them with a small amount of sea salt and pepper and using them as a crust for baked fish or chicken. This adds texture and flavor complexity while still delivering the critical zinc and phytosterols. You incorporate the medicine seamlessly into your meal structure, turning every dinner into a deliberate act of prostate support. Let's address the notion of genetic predisposition. If prostate issues run in your family, this nutritional protocol is even more essential. Genetics may load the gun, But lifestyle pulls the trigger. Your daily choices, what you eat, how you move, and how you manage stress, are powerful epigenetic levers. They influence how your genes express themselves. By giving your body optimal levels of selenium and zinc, you are giving yourself the best possible defense against any genetic vulnerabilities. You are actively working to change the outcome. The power of habit, once again, cannot be overstated. If you adhere to the 2-nut rule for just 21 days, it will cease to feel like a chore and simply become part of your morning ritual, like brushing your teeth. Focus on that initial 3-week commitment. Once the habit is locked in, the health benefits will accrue almost automatically. This effortless consistency is the mark of a true health master. Final thought on combining the prostate protocol with mobility goals. The anti-inflammatory power of the nuts benefits your joints too. Less systemic inflammation means less pain and better mobility. When you feel less pain, you move more. When you move more, your circulation improves, benefiting the prostate. It's a holistic health loop, where success in one area feeds success in another. You are not just buying Brazil nuts. You are investing in a healthier, more active future. Keep moving, keep nourishing, and keep thriving. For men concerned about the caloric intake of nuts, let's put it into perspective. 2 Brazil nuts contain only about 65 calories. A quarter cup of pumpkin seeds is roughly 180 calories. This is a very small caloric investment for a huge nutritional return. It is far better to replace an empty calorie snack, like a handful of chips or crackers, with these nutrient-dense seeds and nuts. You are not adding significant weight. You are adding immense nutritional value and satiety, meaning you feel fuller longer. Seniors often suffer from decreased appetite, so making every calorie count nutritionally is crucial. The density of vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats in these 2 food sources ensures that the calories consumed are high-quality supportive calories. This is particularly important for maintaining muscle mass, which is often challenging as we age. Let's emphasize the importance of raw versus roasted again, especially for the Brazil nuts. While some people prefer the roasted flavor, the high heat process slightly diminishes the selenium content. Since we are already working with a tight therapeutic margin of 2 nuts, we need the maximum possible benefit. Opt for the raw, unsalted Brazil nuts whenever possible. If you must roast them for taste, do it very lightly at home, keeping the temperature below 300 degrees for just a few minutes, similar to the pumpkin seeds. The key takeaway here is intentionality. Every choice is deliberate. When you are standing in the grocery store aisle, remind yourself, I am buying 2 specific nuts to manage my health safely. I am not buying generic snack food. This mental reminder reinforces the discipline needed to maintain the strict dosage and the quality standards. We have covered the 3 pillars: selenium for anti-inflammation, zinc for hormonal balance, and lycopene for antioxidant synergy. But let's add one final micronutrient vital for senior male health: vitamin E. Pumpkin seeds are also an excellent source of this fat-soluble vitamin. Vitamin E works alongside selenium to boost the body's overall antioxidant defenses. It's yet another synergistic benefit baked right into the pumpkin seed. So when you eat those pumpkin seeds, you are getting a cascade of benefits: zinc, phytosterols, fiber, and vitamin E. This is why whole food solutions are often superior. They provide a comprehensive package of complementary nutrients. This level of comprehensive defense is crucial for maintaining cellular integrity as you age. Your mission is clear: secure the 2 nuts, measure the seeds, set your schedule. This small change offers huge rewards in vitality and quality of life. Do not underestimate the power of consistent, smart nutrition. Let's look ahead to long-term adherence. The biggest failure point is often boredom. Eating the same 2 nuts and same seeds daily can become monotonous. We need simple, healthy ways to vary the presentation without changing the underlying protocol. For the Brazil nuts, try creating a prostate-supportive butter. Take your weekly dosage, 8 nuts, and blend them lightly with a small amount of olive oil until they form a coarse paste. You can then use this paste throughout the week, spreading it on a piece of whole grain toast or blending it into a vegetable dip. This avoids the chewing fatigue while maintaining the precise dosage. Always store this blend in the refrigerator to prevent rancidity. For the pumpkin seeds, vary your texture. Sometimes eat them whole. Other times, lightly grind them into a powder and use them as a nutritional dust over baked sweet potatoes or roasted vegetables. This keeps the flavor profile interesting. You are adhering to the critical quarter-cup measurement, but changing the sensory experience. Variety keeps the commitment fresh. We must also be vigilant about counterfeit health claims. Because selenium and zinc are so powerful, many companies try to market their supplements using these facts, but exaggerate the benefits. Stick to the whole foods. Nature provides the perfect, balanced dose. Never chase unproven hyper-concentrated extracts or powders claiming miracle prostate cures. Trust the simple, proven path we have laid out here. The final piece of your overall environment is sleep quality itself. Even when the prostate is cooperating, environmental factors can disrupt sleep. Ensure your bedroom is completely dark and cool. Exposure to light, even from small LED clocks, can disrupt melatonin production, which is essential for deep restorative sleep. Better sleep reduces stress, and lower stress helps keep the prostate calm. This is the ultimate example of systemic health. The nuts help the prostate, which helps the sleep, which reduces the cortisol, which helps the whole body. This is your action plan for mastering your health in your 60s and beyond. It is founded on proven science and designed for maximum safety and efficacy. You have the knowledge. Now, take the action. Remember the critical distinction. Mind 2 nuts, 4 days a week. Measure your pumpkin seeds daily. Commit to this protocol. Thank you for joining the Gentleman's Vitality community. If this information gave you a clear, actionable path to better health, like this video and subscribe. We are dedicated to delivering these powerful strategies every week to help you live a stronger, healthier, and more vibrant life. We will see you in the next video. Let's consider the long-term impact on bone density. While not directly related to prostate size, bone health is a major concern for men over 60. Zinc, abundantly found in pumpkin seeds, is crucial for bone formation and maintenance. Osteoporosis is often thought of as solely a women's disease, but it poses significant risks for men, particularly in later years. By ensuring consistent zinc intake, you are not only supporting your prostate and hormonal balance, but also fortifying your skeletal structure. It's yet another hidden benefit of incorporating these specific foods. This reinforces the core philosophy of Gentleman's Vitality, holistic, preventative care. We are solving today's urinary issues while building defenses for future mobility challenges. Every bite is an investment in your entire system. We often hear from men who struggle with consistency because they feel isolated in their health efforts. Find a way to make this a shared experience, even if you are just tracking it with a friend or your spouse. Accountability dramatically increases adherence. Tell a friend about the 2-nut rule and challenge them to try it for 3 weeks. Shared health goals are far easier to maintain. One critical safety measure regarding Brazil nuts that we must reiterate: check the sourcing. Brazil nuts grown in regions with high heavy metal contamination can sometimes carry trace amounts of barium or radium, though this is rare. Stick to reputable organic food sources and suppliers who provide transparent sourcing information. High-quality sourcing is an essential safety check for this powerful food. When in doubt, buy smaller, airtight packages from established health food vendors. We also need to address potential digestive sensitivity. Some men find nuts and seeds hard to digest initially. If this is the case, start slowly. Instead of jumping to the full quarter cup of pumpkin seeds, start with just 1 tablespoon daily. Gradually increase the amount over 2 weeks until your digestive system adapts. You can also try lightly soaking the pumpkin seeds overnight, then rinsing and eating them. This process, called activation, makes them easier to break down. Patience with your digestive system is vital. Remember, the goal is not perfection, but persistent improvement. We are creating a sustainable system that integrates seamlessly into a vibrant senior lifestyle. You have the precise knowledge on how to leverage the immense power of 2 specific nuts and 1 specific seed. Use this knowledge wisely. This is the difference between simply aging and aging with vitality and command. Let's put all this knowledge into the context of an overall prostate-friendly diet. While the Brazil nuts and pumpkin seeds are the targeted weapons, they work best within a framework that emphasizes vegetables, fiber, and lean protein. A great way to boost your anti-inflammatory intake is to focus on cruciferous vegetables. Broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts contain compounds called indole-3-carbinol, which aid in detoxifying excess estrogen. Remember, we are trying to manage the hormonal environment of the prostate. Eating 2 servings of cruciferous vegetables daily, alongside your nuts and seeds, provides comprehensive hormonal support. Steam or lightly sauté these vegetables to maintain their nutritional integrity. Another simple swap that significantly benefits your prostate is choosing fish over red meat for dinner a few times a week. Fatty fish like salmon and mackerel are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are intensely anti-inflammatory. These healthy fats directly counteract the inflammation that fuels BPH. If you combine salmon with your lycopene-rich cooked tomatoes and a sprinkle of pumpkin seeds, you have created a true prostate supermeal. We must also be careful about hidden sugars and processed carbohydrates. These foods cause insulin spikes. High insulin levels are linked to systemic inflammation and can indirectly promote prostate growth. Focus on complex carbohydrates like whole oats, brown rice, and legumes instead of white bread or sugary cereals. This choice helps stabilize your blood sugar, which in turn reduces the inflammatory signals affecting the prostate. Remember, this entire protocol hinges on the precise, controlled intake of selenium. Never treat the Brazil nut like a regular snack. If someone offers you a bowl of mixed nuts, politely decline the Brazil nuts if you've already had your 2 for the day. Discipline here is paramount, because the therapeutic range is so narrow. You are treating this food like a powerful, targeted supplement. If you struggle with maintaining an appetite for healthy foods, remember the goal. Focus on the result: sleeping through the night, having more energy, and reducing urgency. Frame the consumption of the 2 Brazil nuts not as eating, but as taking your morning preventative health dose. This psychological framing helps reinforce the seriousness of the commitment. This strategy is not just about avoiding problems, it is about maximizing your potential. By adhering to this scientifically grounded protocol, you are ensuring your body has the core resources it needs to age with strength and vigor. You are making a powerful declaration about your health intentions. Continue to be the master of your vitality,